Previously Kazuya got fatally injured while trying to protect some girls from an armed robber. He wakes up to find himself reincarnated in a fantasy world as Kane, who belongs to a noble family. He maintains his memories from his past life, so his family sees him as a genius. At the age of 5 he undergoes mandatory ritual baptism. The gods give him all their blessings and max out all stats. When his family sees this, they warn him to keep his blessings a secret at all costs, but he has the goal to become an adventurer and have many experiences. Things continue with Sylvia fanatically opening Kane's bedroom door to confirm her suspicions that he overslept. The maid panics as she tells him that she is late and waking him up on time as it's the day of his academy entrance exam. The noble is a little groggy, so he feels like there is still plenty of time, but she drags him out of bed and pleads for him to take his breakfast. He quickly gets ready and rushes out the house. Sylvia follows behind, apologizing for not being prepared, and makes it known that she will forever regret her blunder if her ends up late. Kane assures her that he will not be late as she wishes him good luck. He teleports and appears at the academy as his age mates still make their way inside. The noble smiles, happy to have made it on time, before proceeding inside, where he's given his exam number and directed to the classroom. And see, Kane looks through the class list and doesn't recognize any of the names. Even the kids he met at the debut party are present, which he finds strange. The noble takes his seat and speculates that Princess Celestia and Miss Silk are in a different classroom. His thoughts are interrupted when the invigilator with a resting face enters the room and announces the official commencement of the entrance exam. She explains this trick, not cheating rules, as her assistant hands out the papers. They will be given 2 hours to complete the examination. Kane turns the paper and is ecstatic to see that he can easily answer most of the questions with the knowledge from his previous life and the information he has learned as a noble. He begins, and after 30 minutes he finishes the paper and rests his head on the table. The invigilator pulls him up, thinking he is being lazy, has only a quarter of the allotted time has passed. Kane jolts up and politely informs her that he's finished his test already, which surprises her. The others work till the 2 hours end. They are instructed to leave their answer sheets as they are. The class is to now proceed to the magic ability assessment. This gets Kane excited. They're taken outside, where the invigilator explains how the prospects are to choose a target and direct their strongest spelling. Kane is a little surprised to hear this, so he confirms by asking if they can use their full power. The examiner gives him the go-ahead, revealing that there is a defensive barrier around the training area, which can more than handle the normal capabilities of a 12-year-old. The candidates shoot their best fireball spells, and they are painfully weak compared to what Kane is capable of. He smiles as he remembers that this is how powerful most 12-year-olds are. The guy was planning on using his Inferno spell. He has second thoughts after seeing the level. The noble is called up next. He gathers a little of his magic energy and charges a mini fireball spell, but everyone looks on terrified as the flames turn blue. The examiner can see this as a troublesome spell, but she's too late in stopping him. Kane shoots the fire bullet at the target. The spell shatters the target along with the barrier and everything within its range. Things end with an explosion. The other kids have a look of disbelief as they try to process what they have just witnessed. Kane stands there confused because he was told that the barrier can protect against any beginner-level spell at full power. The invigilator refuses to believe that he used a beginner-level spell, as what he just displayed is too powerful. The staff instruct the students to proceed to the swordsmanship exam as the area is no longer usable. The ladies rush out to make sure that there was no one beyond the wall. Kane looks on a little embarrassed as he apologizes. The students find themselves at the swordsmanship exam. The examiner reveals that they have special guests that the Adventurers Guild sent. The students get excited when they see that they are a rank adventurers. Kane is surprised to see Claude among them. He too was just as shocked to see the noble. Kane informs him that he's 12 now, so he is taking the intern exams. Claude immediately steps forward, ready to stand as Kane's opponent. The noble can sense this will give him problems, so tries to humbly decline. The invigilator indirectly alerts Kane that he doesn't have an option, as Claude is the highest ranked examiner. Present. The two grab swords and square up. Kane politely expresses his willingness to learn from the special guest. Claude pleads for him to attack with everything he has. Kane safely concludes that Claude is skilled given his rank. King uses boost and instantly closes the distance while attacking the redhead. Blocks and is impressed that he can use boost at such a young age. He can already tell that this is going to be a fun fight. The rest of the students watch on, intimidated, as the two clash so fast that they can't keep up. Claude comments that Cain is stronger than any of the examiners present. He pleads for him not to attack with so much force, as this is only an examination, but the rank rather steps things up by using boost. The invigilator stopped them and begins to berate them for having such an intense mock battle. Their power is making the other students with her fear on the spot. Claude realizes this and they call it a day, but he tells Cain that they should team up and accept a quest together in the future. Cain retorts by saying that he would decline if that option was ever on a plate. The examiner interrupts, informing Cain that his examination is over as his skill has been ascertained. He sends him home early and informs him to return on the day they announce the verdict. Cain apologizes and shows his frustration at Claude for putting him in trouble. He later makes his way home where Sylvia is there to greet him, wanting to know how his exam went. He assures her that he finished all of the tasks just fine, so he is confident that he will pass. The maid is excited to hear this and wants to make a meal as an apology for her failure earlier the morning. Cain tries to downplay his desire for the food, but his stomach says otherwise as it growls, so the maid rushes to make the meal. At a later date, Cain is summoned to the palace for an audience with the king. He reviews the report of his antics at the entrance exam. He explains that the examiner told him to use his magic at full power because of the barrier here. He knew using intermediate or emperor level magic was out of the question, so he only used beginner level magic. The king is more impressed that he can use emperor level magic now, but Cain doesn't know what it would do to his surroundings. He wonders if they wanted to try it, and the three give a unanimous no. The king reveals that he went to the calmer entrance when he arrived at the academy. The noble entrance was at the other side of the school. This explains why none of his contemporaries were on the list. The king alerts him that Celestia and Silk are annoyed that they didn't get to see him at the exam site. The principal of the school came to the Duke regarding Cain's results, pointing out that one commoner child displayed supernatural feats. This amused the Duke, as from the principal's description he already knows that it is Cain. The bill for the damages was handed to the Prime Minister, who presents it to Cain. The king begins to lecture him since he has been warned so many times not to overdo it. All of the young boy can do is apologize. The monarch informs him that the results will be announced that day, so he should go and see the outcome for himself. He looks for his name, but can't find it. He is told by Silk that he finished top of the class. Telesta was second while she came third. As she leaves, his attention is drawn when he hears his older sister giving an announcement to the new students. She gets excited and hugs her brother when she hears his call. Rain congratulates him for coming first and wishes him good luck with his speech at the entrance ceremony. He is surprised to hear this, so she explains that it is tradition for the top students to give a speech at the ceremony. Meanwhile, Sylvia paces up and down, worried about the outcome of her master's exam results. She breaks down into tears and hugs him when she finds out that he passed top of the class. She lets it be known that they will celebrate that night. The maize will cook enough to feed 100 after his private celebration. The day of the ceremony arrives and his parents are there for support. As he waves at them, his two future wives interrupt to greet him. They are smitten by how good he looks in the uniform, so he returns the compliment. They sit together during the ceremony, which makes some of the boys salty, but the girls find Cain dreamy. After the principal gives his welcome speech, he opens the floor for the best performing student to come and spit some flames. Cain steps up and gives a speech expressing the excitement he felt in interacting with his colleagues regardless of their social status, which was what the founding king envisioned when creating the kingdom. Everyone claps as he finishes his speech, but before he can leave the stage, his sister makes a short notice announcement that the king would like to say a few words. He steps up while Cain is still on stage and begins to say a few words promoting restraint, which indirectly applies to Cain as he slaps his back repeatedly. After the ceremony, he walks into class deflated as his fiancées call for him to join them. They notice his demeanor, so they ask what happened. It turns out that the king had another meeting with him after warning him to be careful as he's overpowered. The girls' laughter is interrupted when their homeroom teacher makes her way into the class. The lady introduces herself as Elka and tells them that before they start class they must choose the course they wish to study. She advises them to pick wisely as it will impact their future path. Cain gets excited when he sees adventuring as one of the courses. The ladies advise that he can't pick it because he's already a landowning noble. It would be better for him to pick something that would help him learn more about how to be an effective noble. Telestra suggests he choose the nobility course, which makes Kane sulk a little, but Silk reminds him that he can pick more than one course, so adventuring can still be chosen. This gets him excited again, so he chooses nobility along with adventuring and other courses. The girls reveal their choices, and it is geared towards supporting Kane manages estate. When they officially become his wives, the trio step out after class only to meet Parma getting bullied by Habit and his lackeys for being a beast folk commoner. They tell her that she doesn't deserve to be in their class. Kane interjects and berates them for their ignorant comments and reveals that she is his friend. The boys can't believe what he's saying. Habit decides that he will tell his high-ranking father so that Parma's entire family will be ruined. The girls show that monkeys play by size when Celestia also interjects, proclaiming that she doesn't like his statement as it goes against the founding principles of the nation. The princess threatens to let the king know Habit and his friends' beliefs. The ignorant boys fall to the ground pleading for forgiveness. She orders them to apologize to Parma, which they do before scurrying off as the Beast Girl thanks Kane. His fiancés get jealous and have him on his heels while they discuss with Parma, but the girls get along well. While sitting there, a voice calls to him to the library, and when he opens it, he's transported to a mansion where he recognizes the one who summoned him. The man invites him for coffee and seems to know about Kane's name from his previous life. They sit to enjoy the drink, but Kane is hesitant about consuming it, but the guy assures him that it is not poisoned. The man takes a sip and enjoys it as it has been so long since he had some. That brings the episode to an end.